Hello, it's Noreen from Gone Social Marketing with video 3 on Pinterest, the basics of setting up your Pinterest accounts and working with Pinterest. We're back here at the Pinterest homepage. So anytime you enter Pinterest.com, you'll come up with this page with the stream over here, the news feed or the stream, as well as the latest activity from anybody that you're following. Now, if you ever want to get back to this page, you can always click on the big Pinterest right there. But now let's go on over to the boards. This is what I call the your personal page or your home page. This is the page that you come to when you enter Pinterest.com/username. It will have all of your boards listed on this particular screen, where you can edit your profile or look at your boards or add a new pin to any of your boards. You can also see how many pins you've ever had, how many people have liked the pins, as well as any recent activity if you want to take a look at any of the recent activity from anybody that you have followed, or anything that you have done, any of your activity, any of the recent likes you've had, or any of your pins. You could bring all of those up there. So this again, if you, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to get back to my boards. So here we are at our personal page with our boards, and you'll see that you are now linked in from your settings to your website, your Twitter, Facebook, and I gave a location, so you'll also see the little dot for the location. This is from the About section, and of course this is the first name and the last name. Here's some recent activities from various people. Now, while you're here on the board, you can switch your boards around by hitting this little icon right here in your profile toolbar. So again, you can go in and edit your profile, which we did in video 2, but here you can rearrange the boards by clicking on that. So anytime you want to rearrange the order of your boards, you would go click on this icon called Rearrange Boards. That's in the toolbar on your personal page. Okay, right next to the Edit Profile. There it is. You rearrange the boards. So let me zoom back out here. Click on that. Rearrange Boards. And now you can just drag them around. However, if you want to bring this up here, any way you want to do it. And that's all you have to do to rearrange the boards. And then you can save the arrangements. Now, another thing you can do with the boards, and this is relatively new, is you can change the board cover. It used to be that the last photo uploaded was what the board cover was, but now you can go in. So anytime you want to change your board cover, it used to be that the last photo uploaded was what your board cover was, but now if you hover over the board, you can hit Edit Board Cover. And then you can scroll forward and backwards through the images that you do have until you find a picture that you think would be nice to have. And then you click Set Cover, and you give it a moment to save. I'm going to re-click this because it seems to have gotten stuck. But I should mention too, while you're here, you can go and you can play around with what shows up from the picture if the picture is bigger than the cover. So I've now done that, and I'm hitting Set Cover because it got lost. And there you can see we have a new board cover for this board, Stuff You Might Like to Know. The other thing that you might want to see while you're on here is you might want to go back in and go back to your stream to see what the people that you're following are doing. You might see something and you might decide to repin it. Or if you don't want it on your boards, because you don't really, I don't have a flower board, so it's not particularly appropriate. But I could just say, instead of pinning it to my boards, I could just say I like it, just to give a little love back to Vicky there. The other thing that I can do is I can add a comment, and again, I do not need to pin it if it's not something that is particularly relevant to the boards that I have. So there's what you can do there. And if you find that somebody really has a lot of pins that are not of interest to you, you can take a look, you can find them, and you can decide if you would like to unfollow them. What you would do is go back to your own personal page, the pinterest.com/username, look at the followers that you do have, and you can see whether you're following them or not. Well, these are my followers, actually. I meant to say following. So the people that I am following, if I can go in there and decide that this person's no longer appropriate, I can just go in and say unfollow. Now I could go back and I can follow all if I'd like to, just by clicking that. Or what I could do is, let's say Patrick, I no longer want to follow, let's go down to Anna Weber. I no longer want to follow all of her boards, so I click on that. And instead, I don't want to follow all, so what I'll do is I'll go over to her boards and I'll just say, I don't need that, but maybe I'd like to see that books she's reading. I'll just follow the one board. So there it is. If you see a pin, you can repin it if you choose. You can simply comment on it. You can like it. Or you can take somebody that you're following and either follow everything that they do or just follow one of their particular boards. Now we talked about how you could also, let me go back to my home page here. We previously talked about how we could add something if we had the URL, or if it was on our computer, we could upload it, or we could just create a board through this add menu. But another thing that can happen is when you are on the web, you might see something of interest. So what you could do is go to a site, or if you happen to be browsing and you come across some really good technique, let's say on cake decorating. You may have noticed that I like to decorate cakes. So I come across that, and the owner of this website, this blog, is actually me, and you can see that I have a little pin it button here. So I can actually go and pin this article, and anytime a website owner has put this button on, you can pin it directly from there. The other thing I've put on my website is a Pinterest button, and this will take any visitors over to my Pinterest boards. So there's another way that you can pin something if the owner of the website has included this little icon there. Another thing is that you can install a pin it to your favorites board. So if I came across this and the owner of the website did not have the pin it icon, what I could do is come up to my favorites browser and hit pin it, and it will give me the choice of any of the pictures on that page, and I can choose a picture. Again, I can choose which of my boards it will go on. Put that in Cake and Bake. I have 500 characters to describe this, and let's go correct that. I won't bother with Facebook or Twitter. I think I've pinned this previously, and then I can just go ahead and pin it. And so that's how you can do the pinning from the website. So you can go ahead and take a look, and there's your pin. So let's go on back to our list of what you can do on Pinterest. You can set up a board. The board should have a theme. Some examples are favorite recipes, book you've read or are on your list that you want to read at some point in time, places you've been or places you want to go, home decor, anything that you want to do. You've seen that we can change the board covers and we can rearrange the boards. This is just perfect for anybody who would want an online catalog. It's certainly wonderful for photographers or authors who can use their book covers. You can repin something from one of the other people that you follow. You can like something. You can pin it from a website. You can pin it from a browser, or you can upload it from your computer. You can follow somebody. You either follow the person, in which case you follow all their boards, or you can just follow specific boards that you have chosen. You can also unfollow somebody at any time, and you can search for gifts, and we'll be talking about gifts and searching and how to get yourself a pin it for your website or your browser in the next video. So just a couple of things to know about why Pinterest is good for business. It grew to 10 million people in the shortest time span of any online business. It took them just about a year. They had a 155% increase in users in the 1 month of December 2011. That's 1 month, 155% increase. And in the first 3 months of 2012, they had already increased their users by 145%. It's also very good for business, not just because they're growing, but because it can help you grow your business. Time Inc. has a magazine called Real Simple. It fits in very well with the demographics of Pinterest, and it has lots and lots of pictures. They did a study towards the end of 2011. They received more traffic from Pinterest than from Facebook. Also, Kate Bryan is a blogger, and she recently got bumped up to 10 million page views and 16,000 blog subscriptions. And out of all of that activity, Pinterest is in her top 10 spots of referrals, where her referrals come from. She tracks where her referrals come from, and Pinterest holds the top 10 spots for that. So it is definitely worthwhile to get into this if you do have a business. So as you can see, this actually you can see better when you download the screenshots, but I'll read this to you since it's not that clear. Pinterest drove more referral traffic to retailers than LinkedIn, YouTube, and Google Plus combined in January of 2012. I mean, so Pinterest, the relatively new kid on the block, more traffic in the month of January 2012 than LinkedIn, YouTube, and Google Plus combined. So they're growing at an unbelievably fast rate, and that's why you should be on Pinterest if you do have a business. Now, if you want to find out more about how to use Pinterest for business, I do have a video training course called Profit with Pinterest, and you can find it information over here at this URL. This is my bit.ly URL. It's on.facebook. or FB, I should say, .me/Pinterest Power. Again, the website is on.fb, as in Facebook, .me/Pinterest Power. Take a look at that site if you are interested in using Pinterest for your business. Some of the things that we would cover with that would be a little bit more on gifts and SEO and traffic, the demographics of Pinterest, and we'll go specifically into how to create a pin it for your website, or if you don't want somebody to pin from your website, we'll show you the coding for that as well. And also how to put a pin it button in your favorites bar, and I will also, for anybody who does order this, I will send you an invite if you're not already on Pinterest. If you do decide to order Profit with Pinterest, when you go to the website on .fb.me/Pinterest Power, make sure you go to the link that's called Members Login. That's not really a login, that's a secret spot on the site there for 50% savings. So you can head on over there if you would like to order that, and it will show you everything that we do have available that's in the site. And we'll visit that in just a moment. I'll tell you what's in there. Profit with Pinterest. You'll get the invite if you need one. You'll get a copy of all these handouts from this presentation. You'll get, of course, the video training, Profit with Pinterest, and the slide handouts that would come with the Profit with Pinterest training class. That will include the pin it, how to get a pin it for your website, how to get a no pin for your website, also the step-by-step directions on how to put the pin it onto your browser, mobile-friendly Pinterest, source reporting, and traffic and SEO will be covered. So what you should keep in mind, according to HubSpot, is that any business that relies on driving a high volume of website traffic to increase sales should consider joining Pinterest. So, and if you want more information on it, again, go to the website and go to the special login page for the 50% savings. And here is that site, and there is your special member login, which is not really a member login. That gives you the 50% off instead of clicking on the rest of that. So take a look at that. If you have any more questions or on anything, please feel free to go to my page called Gone Social, or Social Media Portfolio, and you can just click on message and send me a message. I hope you've enjoyed this series on Pinterest for personal use and just the basics, and get in touch with me if you have any questions.